I'll tell you what, 12 Final Fours, 2 out of the last 3 years they've been in the Final Four. So obviously a historic program here at Kansas.
Moody against McNaughton, and we're underway in Oklahoma City.
McNaughton, number 32, is going to have the biggest chore here guarding Wayne Simeon. Player of the year in the league, averages a double-double. McNaughton taller, but he has not played somebody like Simeon this year.
Lee to Simeon, little follow-away jump shot off the mark. They battle, the putback would not fall. Bucknell wraps it up. That's Mastropolo, the freshman from Falmouth, Maine.
The formula for upsetting people is being careful with the basketball, not turning it over, finding teammates, and right here, a little trouble early for the Bison.
Jayhawks so tough on the defensive end. So we'll try to push you out and make them beat you from the outside shot. There's the double. Chris Lee lost it. The give to Lee. He goes up. The foul. The bucket.
That is strength. Chris Lee playing instead of Langford. Takes it strong to the basket. A very, very experienced player. One of those 4 seniors that have been to the Final Four twice in their career. They would like to go back again.
There's Michael Lee. His season numbers at 4.3, nearly 2 rebounds a game. A chance for a 3-point play, and he connects. Out of Portland, Oregon, a very strong defender.
Of course, he was famous in the national championship game against Syracuse. His shot from the corner was blocked by Hakeem Warwick in the waning moments.
Bison cannot connect early as the shot is off the mark by Betancourt. Loose ball, here come Bucknell. Betancourt, one of the co-captains for the Bison, with that tough Kansas defense.
Nice pass by McNaughton. This is a guy from Germany. Handles the ball, 6'11", plays inside and outside.
Long 3 off the mark, but the follow wouldn't go. Good look by Mastropolo. You shaking some nerves off, Bob? Is that what it is? No, Kansas not, because Michael Lee hits for 3. Or that's a 2. They're going to get it's inside the 3-point line. So Lee has scored the first 5 for the Jayhawks.
Michael Lee guarding Chris Lee right here, the MVP of the Patriot League tournament. A difficult defensive assignment.
On the dribble, the drive. Badmus gives it up to Charles Lee.
Shot clock under 10.
Betancourt was 7 on the shot. Again, that tough opposing D by the Jayhawks. Long shot off the mark. Loose ball. Bucknell will have it off the leg of Moody. And who are the Bucknell Bison? They're making their 3rd appearance in the tournament. Their last trip was back in 1989, the hometown Lewisburg, Pennsylvania.
Pat Flannery been there 11 years, played there. One of his assistant coaches, Mark Prosser, the son of Skip Prosser, the head coach of Wake Forest.
Badmus kicks it off to the corner. Count it. Big 3 by Betancourt and a foul.
Interestingly enough, the Patriot League has gone through several changes in the last couple of years. You watch the 3. This is an excellent fade screen right here. McNaughton screens his man. Gets a little bit lost, does Aaron Miles. Can't get lost on Betancourt. He's an excellent outside shooter. Of Betancourt's 318 shots taken this year, 200 have been 3s.
He is the career 3-point leader at Bucknell. 4-point play for Kevin Betancourt. And just like that, you're down 5, you're down 1.
The 3-point shot is the great equalizer in college basketball. Wisconsin-Milwaukee upset Alabama, made 12 out of 21 last night. That is a way to upset somebody with accuracy from the perimeter.
Moody tried to set the screen with 9 on the shot clock. Miles makes his move, a little hop skip, and wouldn't drop. And look at that on the backside as Simeon rattles the rim, the Big 12 Player of the Year.
Averages 20 points and 11 boards a game. One of the few guys averaging a double-double on the season in the country.
Bob always wanted to be a Jayhawk. Attended KU basketball camp since 7th grade. Long 3 off the mark. Up off the court is Lee. tries again, and this time he gets the deuce.
Pretty acrobatic, first team Patriot League, man.
Kansas by 1.
Crowd not a factor so far, Craig.
Simeon on the deck doing a little dusting. And it's a jump ball, possession arrow.
Weak side rebounding. McNaughton comes to help, leaves Simeon wide open, and the easy flush by the Big 12 Player of the Year.
Now they're wiping up after Simeon took a fall. The possession arrow pointing to Bucknell. 16:11 to play. 7-6 Kansas on top.
Kansas ranked number 1 for most of the year. They were 20-1 at one time. They're 3-5 in their last 8 games.
They lost 3 in a row at one time. I know Jayhawk fans don't want to remember the Texas Tech double overtime loss. They lost to overtime to Iowa State, and then 3 in a row to Oklahoma. From the corner for 3, short. Kansas chases it down. It's J.R. Giddens, the sophomore from right here in Oklahoma City, played at John Marshall High School.
He is a great outside shooter and not having a great year. Giddens off a little bit with his three-point shot this season.
Over the back on McNaughton, and a timeout. Jayhawks by 1.
Which is an enormous task.
The lob and the bucket. Off the inbound, very clean, and a great call by Bill Self. Giddens with his first bucket. Kansas by 3. Chris Neese, number 31, is in for the Bison. They got bunched up along the baseline.
Well, McNaughton getting a lot of attention. He shot 58% from the field this year at 6'11". Kansas choosing to double team Chris. He had 17 points in the final against Holy Cross, which was played on Holy Cross's floor.
Bob Miles goes out with a second foul. Jeff Hawkins, the junior from Kansas City, Kansas, checks in for Bill Self. So Miles is going to have to sit some minutes at the 15-15 mark.
What I was trying to get into before about the Patriot League, this was a league that was a non-scholarship league for several years, and now they've changed over. Not every one of these guys on the team is on scholarship right now.
Badmus kicks it over, and a free ball goes down for Betancourt. 7 points. He's had 2 3 balls, and we're tied at 9. One thing to watch for. Bucknell, very good defensively, ranked 10th in the nation, allowing only 58.5 points a game. And in that Patriot League tournament, as a shot by Giddens is off the mark, they allowed only 34 against Lafayette, Bob, 35 against American, and 57 against Holy Cross.
Now, that's halftime scores in most leagues.
Another 3, launched and hit. This time, Charles Lee delivers, and 5 for Lee. And Bucknell is up by 3.
I talked a little bit about the anatomy of an upset, and three-point shooting very much part of that equation. The other part is solid defense. And when you're guarding Simeon, he's got to be double-teamed on every catch.
Inside, Simeon finally gets a touch, and it's so tough. Such a powerful force at 2:55 inside.
But still, on that exchange, there was a 3 for a 2. So Bucknell comes out ahead on that kind of an exchange.
Simeon,
use of the shot clock also very, very important.
Simeon, a first-team All-American, fall away, tough shot, but Lee feels it with his 7th point. One of the co-captains, there's 2 here. Betancourt 1, Charles Lee the other.
He's 6'3" and about 215 pounds, so he is a physical kind of 2-3 man. Shoots 44% from the field, and here comes Keith.
Langford is in, the senior from Fort Worth. As we mentioned, ankle intestinal problems. Did not play against Kansas State or Oklahoma State in that Big 12 tournament, and he was bouncing around pretty good in warm-ups tonight.
Well, I think the idea behind this, he has not practiced a lot in the last 10 days either. I think Bill Self wants to get him out there, get him sweaty, let him play some, but I doubt he's going to use him for long periods of time in this game. He obviously needs Langford if they want to go to the promised land, and getting him back in the rotation at this point is pretty important. Sitting out another game before playing on Sunday, if that happenstance occurs, would probably be a mistake.
Nice picked up the foul, and that sends C.J. Giles to the free throw line down to Seattle, Washington. CBS Sportsline keeps you on top of all the men's NCAA tournament action. Get real-time bracket updates and expert picks for each and every first-round game. It's all at cbssportsline.com. The eyes of C.J. makes the second, a freshman. 14-12 Bucknell, a 14 seed against a number 3. The Big 12 against the Patriot League. John Griffin is in for the Bison.
Griffin's dad used to be the coach at St. Joseph's as well as Siena, the head coach.
He's a typical coach's son. He'll be digging balls out of the hard floor all night long.
And he can shoot it too.
Betancourt shooting up a 3. Rebound goes off the mark. Mastropolo. But the bucket does fall for Brown.
Pretty athletic move by the 6'5 Brown, only a sophomore.
Simeon got a touch. Langford through his hands. Hold on, here comes Griffin. Oh, behind the net. And the flush goes down by Brown. Back-to-back buckets by Donald Brown. And Bucknell with some momentum. And I'll tell you, I'm seeing some Wisconsin fans on their feet clapping for the Bison. Back to Oklahoma City after this. Seven and a half minutes into this game, and Bob, I think it's clear to say at this point, I see no intimidation by Bucknell playing Kansas at this point.
No doubt about it. I mean, you know, think about it. They played Pittsburgh, the most physical team that you could want to play. Pittsburgh, keep in mind, they had not lost one game there in 3 years to Syracuse when Bucknell came in and beat them. So they are used to being the underdog.
Langford, the lefty, short on the long-range jumper. Here come the Bison. Charles Lee gives it back off to John Griffin.
So far, the guards have dominated offensive play right here for Bucknell. Look for this guy to jack some threes. He is quick with the trigger.
Hawkins came up to defend. And now Nice hands it off in the corner.
This is solid play right here. 5 seconds.
5-second call and a timeout. 18-12, Bison over the Jayhawks. 18-12, Bucknell. There's a good look at Bill Self in his second year. And Bob, I have to wonder, the Jayhawk huddle just broke. You'd like to have been able to eavesdrop a little bit on that discussion.
Well, I'll tell you, it wasn't technical. It must have been emotional because so far they are very flat, playing like they assumed that this was going to just be a cakewalk.
Miscommunication. Right there's a good point because Giddens had the shot and then at the last second went downstairs to Giles, and CJ, the freshman, not prepared for the pass.
Self trying to get his team into this game emotionally, Craig. Right now they look very passive defensively. Bucknell running anything they like right now.
4th turnover for Kansas. Coming up on the 11-minute mark with 19 on the shot clock.
Notice how the ball is moving side to side, makes the defense work that much harder.
Took a step, coming back the other way. 3rd turnover for Bucknell.
Well, normally a team like Kansas will beat you on the offensive boards, but so far Pat Flannery's group doing a very good job checking out, keeping the possessions limited by using the offense and going deep into the shot clock. He's done a great job with this group. 22-9, the best in school history.
Giles goes out for Kansas. Christian Moody back in. Giddens looking for some help. Simeon has taken 3 shots, made 2. Not a lot of touches here over the last few minutes. Good defense by the Bison, and back the other way we come. Simeon right there walking in front of us. Bob showed some emotion, trying to clap, energize these Jayhawks. They're down 6, and we've been stalled on that 18-12 mark for a couple of minutes.
Right here, solid defense. Watch the help side coming over to tap that ball out of bounds, and taking your eye off the ball is not recommended. That's what causes turnovers. Kansas also right now offensively, Craig, is just standing around watching one another. Not a lot of team-oriented stuff going on right now.
Kansas with 5 field goals along with 5 turnovers.
Good matchup between Chris Lee and Michael Lee right here.
Nice entry pass. Off the mark is Lee, but a whistle.
Well, this kid really moves well without the basketball. Had a little curl around the post screen right there. Watch him move without it. Catches it. He looks to the basket first. Help comes, but obviously Moody gets part of his arm. This young man, a junior. 76% from the free throw line. 7 points already. The most valuable player of the Patriot League tournament.
They gave the foul to Michael Lee. Monday at 9:30, 8:30 Central only on CBS. Made the second. Lee with 8 points. Betancourt with 7. The top scorer for Kansas is Michael Lee with 5. Simeon has a couple of buckets. And we're nearing the 10-minute mark.
You mentioned the defense of Bucknell being one of the best in the country in terms of allowing the fewest points. You can see how they do it. They front the post. They have good weak side help. They stay in front of their man and do not allow dribble penetration.
Simeon, fall away. Tough shot. The big fella hits.
Well, that's all well and good, but the rest of the guys can't think that Simeon's going to get 50 in this game. They've got to all become a little bit more involved.
You mentioned he's a double-double guy, averaging 20 and 11.
Well, this is classic Wayne Simeon right here. Everybody in the nation knows this guy. 20 points, nearly 12 rebounds a game. The fadeaway jumper, he is accurate.
Hawkins whistle for that foul. Inbounds pass and fouled on the 3.
Well, Hawkins called for that foul again on Betancourt. Betancourt gave it a little acting job right there. I thought Hawkins did a pretty good job of extending just his left hand up. But Betancourt, 88% from the line. He's automatic up there.
Betancourt with 8.
From Peabody, Mass. He's a very happy guy because he loves football and he loves baseball. And I think a few of those teams did well, didn't they?
Yes.
Professional teams?
Yeah, he's been bragging quite a bit about the Red Sox and that some guy named Brady with the Patriots.
Langford's been in and out so far, trying to break a sweat, getting back into it. Mishandled the ball earlier from Simeon. His timing obviously off.
22-14, Bucknell. 9.5 minutes to play in this opening half. Oklahoma City round 1. Number 3 seed Kansas against the 14th seed Bucknell Bison. Number
21, John Clark from Tulsa, not too far from here for Bucknell. One of their post players had some injuries earlier this season, was delighted that this was their region.
Langford found Simeon. That is a tough 1-2 combo. 4 buckets, 8 points for Simeon. Senior from Leavenworth, Kansas.
Nice movement.
Long 3, Simeon rips down the rebound quickly out to Miles across midcourt. And away from the ball, a whistle.
Well, Simeon is a load to handle inside, and right here, there's nobody like this in the Patriot League. And he just uses his body before he catches it, and the scoring part is easy. He's having his way in there. McNaughton, the 6'11 player, has 2 fouls and is on the bench. That is significant for the Bison.
John Clark picked up the foul, his first. Langford on the dribble, the drive, lost the handle. Here come the Bison across midcourt. Badmus, the tip wouldn't go. Simeon runs down the lane for the rebound.
You can see Langford is out of it right now. He's trying to work his way back in, hobbled a little bit by the ankle.
The lob to Moody, swatted, but a whistle.
Well, if Kansas is going to win this game, their advantage is in the paint. And so far, Simeon and Moody beginning to establish themselves. A nice high-low pass right here. Christian Moody, an excellent, excellent leaper. Simeon found him nicely. Moody only 56% from the free throw line.
Good shooter from the floor at 57, banks it. How about that? Moody must have called it.
Our own Billy Packer calls him the best walk-on in the history of college basketball. From Asheville, North Carolina, walked on when Roy Williams was the coach. That's Roy's hometown. and has obviously stayed on here and become an integral part of this team.
He's a pre-med first team, all Big 12 academic. 22-17 with 8 minutes and 10 ticks left before halftime.
Bucknell handling the traps very well. Dribbled backwards out of it and then find somebody.
Very poised until that pass. Here comes Lee. Contact, bucket, no whistle. Lee was 7.
He was trying to draw the foul, and I thought he did a good job of it. Langford moving laterally very nicely here.
Jayhawks beginning to wake up from their slumber from the corner. Short on the 3. Moody, the rebound, but it's picked off by Griffin.
Heads up play by the coach's son. He's got it.
Wants it. Didn't get it. And the rebound long comes out to Lee. Lee in traffic. Get out of here, says Charles Lee. 3 on 2. Thought about the pull-up. He kicks to the corner, in and out. Loose ball. And Griffin has it, but a whistle down on the paint. Neese picks up the foul, his second. Up and down we go in Oklahoma City. Bucknell and Kansas.
After having not practiced for 10 days and not played in 2 games, that's what you would expect.
Moody, again, trouble from the free throw line. The Bison with the rebound. Across the center line is Griffin. Bucknell missing their last 5 from behind the arc.
But they've only turned the ball over 4 times, so they're handling the ball well, getting pretty decent shots every trip.
Lee on the head fake 3, then comes back with another try off the window. Out of bounds, last touch by the Jayhawks. Substitutions. Badmus comes in, number 5. And McNaughton also checks back in, number 32 for Bucknell, who has 2 fouls.
Well, this is risky business for Flannery, but he feels like he's got to get him back in there. They're struggling offensively now. He's their sole practitioner in the paint.
Entry pass working on Simeon.
Good substitution.
Wow, 6'11 against 6'9, and McNaughton connects on his first bucket from the floor.
Immediately scores inside. Keep in mind also, Simeon not in there right now, so less of a chance for McNaughton to foul.
Bob, that shot is proof of how he has improved his range. It was usually 3 or 4 feet. He's starting to move it out 8 to 10. There's a shot that hung on the rim and fell down for Simeon. He's in double figures with 10.
There. McNaughton will not be guarding him, however. He cannot afford to pick up his 3rd in the first half.
Simeon with 10. Michael Lee with 7 for the Jayhawks. There's the rebound off the miss. Simeon, top of the key.
Miles leads the league in assists right here, almost 8 per game. So far having a difficult time getting untracked offensively himself.
The lob went through the hands of Simeon. 5.5 minutes to play before the half. Bucknell with a quick start. They continue to play strong. Count that bucket as McNaughton did some magic down the baseline.
What a great move by McNaughton. He went early in the shot clock. The spin move along the baseline. The 6'11 guy from Germany really doing damage right here. Excellent move, use of the glass. He has played big in all of their big wins this year. 17 a game in all of the most important games that they've played. The Pitt win, the Holy Cross win, Niagara, Villanova.
Short on the free throw. Giddens chased it down. 26-21, Bison.
We are in Big 12 country, obviously, being in Oklahoma City, and earlier Oklahoma State really struggled with Southeastern Louisiana, and Kansas struggling here with Bucknell.
Bob Sasha Khan has checked in, number 24 for the Jayhawks, picked up that foul on the other end. So Bill Self trying to find some combinations. And a timeout called by Pat Flannery. We're in Oklahoma City, Bucknell by 5 over Kansas. In Oklahoma City, 5 minutes left. Bucknell, the 14th seed, out of the Syracuse bracket, taking on Kansas, the number 3 seed. Simeon leads the Jayhawks with 10. Betancourt has thrown down 10 for Bucknell, and Charles Lee has tossed in 8.
Patriot League has never won an NCAA tournament game. Recently, Holy Cross has been their representative, has played very close games against Marquette, Kansas, and Kentucky.
8 on the shot clock. Badmus in the paint, leaves it, and a soft touch on the baseline. That's way, way too easy as Brown connects for his 3rd bucket, 6 points.
The Kansas fans very silent in this arena right now.
There's a scattering of blue. I see a lot of orange, but that's mostly Oklahoma State orange.
They're doing a scouting job. They want to tell Eddie Sutton how to play his next game.
Langford spins, hangs, the lefty hits.
That looks like Langford a little bit, huh? One of those guys who's a whirling dervish in the paint, doesn't shoot from the outside, but puts it on the floor and goes. A sense of where he is at all times.
First points for Langford, averaging nearly 15 a game. That one hit the side of the backboard.
Betancourt begging for a foul on that one, didn't get it.
Miles slices, but no bucket. There is a whistle underneath. Free throws when we come back. A timeout. Kansas trailing by 5.
With 2 fouls, he has to be shuttled in and out, not getting the kind of minutes he needs.
Miles makes his first free throw of the night. Wednesday on Survivor for one tribe. It's a fight to stay in the game. After losing every immunity challenge, they need the next win more than ever. Don't miss a new Survivor on a special night. Check it out Wednesday at 8, 7 Central, only on CBS. Miles with both free throws, playing in his 16th NCAA tournament game.
I'll tell you what, that's a lot of games to be playing in. And he's played in 2 Final Fours as well. The leading assist guy in the history of this illustrious basketball school.
Soft shot wouldn't go. Good look for Donald Brown, who's had 3 buckets, 6 points for the Bison. Kansas now with a chance to climb back. They're down 3. Langford, the lefty, puts it on the floor. Giddens, Langford to lob. Simeon on the baseline. Oh, whips it down low. Tough shot, but it goes down for Moody.
Nice hands. Take advantage of your strengths.
Bob, great
Moody
point.
and Simeon inside.
There's not a lot of 6'8 guys who can take that strong whip pass from Simeon, and Moody handled it with kid gloves.
He really did. It was out of his area as well.
Jayhawk fans on their feet. They have climbed to within 1. The 3 ball, too strong, and the board goes to Miles. Jayhawks begin to push. The spin, the shot, off the iron, no whistle. And they're digging on the ground. Timeout, Bucknell.
They need to get Kevin Betancourt back into this game with his 3-point shooting. He is the chief culprit from outside. He and Lee, their main guys. McNaughton, the 3rd scorer on this team, on the bench with foul trouble. They have handled the ball well. They have not committed that many turnovers. They have used the clock to their advantage, kept it a low-scoring game. That's how you upset a higher seed.
Bucknell using the clock. They go low on the baseline. The double team, and this time it worked as Mastropolo had a good look, couldn't connect. The freshman. Around and out. The putback. Count it. Good second effort. Yeah, by Lee. Michael Lee with 9, a chance to go in double figures.
A physical guard. He misses the 3, gets right back in the action. You think he's enthused? I think so.
Kansas on top by 1, a chance to go up by 2. There's Lee with 9 points and 4 of 7 from the floor. Soft touch. He's in double figures with 10.
Playing well.
First lead since 15:32 of the first half here. It's 30-28 Jayhawks.
They've done it by pounding it inside at the offensive end and doing a better job here at this end.
Badmus may have taken that or should have taken that shot to the rack, but did not. 15 on the shot clock.
Badmus right here has the shot. Help was coming, decided to dish it, and it's just an out-of-bounds play.
Long three off the mark. Boy, they have gone cold, Bucknell.
Maybe something to do with Kansas being a little closer to them.
Wayne Simeon has just passed Wilt Chamberlain, 7th place all-time on the Kansas rebound list. 878 boards.
Wow. Wow.
What company is that? 10 on the shot clock, tied up, and a whistle.
Mastropolo being extremely aggressive with Simeon. That's his third. Be physical with a top-notch player. Look how far he's pushed him off the paint. Very aggressive play by that young freshman, 6'8", 250.
Simeon with 11.
Class player. Big 12 Player of the Year in a league with lots of outstanding players.
Bob, you know this Kansas team, when you go down the lineup, been around a long time. Miles is senior, Michael Lee is senior. Of course, Simeon, so strong for so long, a senior, along with Langford. They have played a lot of games, big games together.
No doubt about that. In the NCAA tournament, Langford's played more because Simeon was hurt one year when they went to the Final Four.
Under a minute to go. Betancourt, 20 on the shot.
Lee's showing some great hustle, chasing Betancourt around the floor.
And Bob, Kansas, they have picked it up defensively.
They really have. Part of the reason that they're not making those threes now is they are a little bit stickier now.
There's the three, and it wouldn't go. So the cold wave continues. Everybody on the deck. Oh, you gotta love it. 1, 2, 3 orange and 2, 3 white jerseys going after the loose ball.
Well, it's gonna be Kansas ball right here, a scrum. Guys diving on the floor, wanting the basketball. Sometimes guys try to call timeout before they actually have possession of the ball. Betancourt pleading his case to no avail.
Bill Self using a lot of that bench, and Alex Galindo, a freshman from Newark who was born in Puerto Rico, has come in.
Don't be surprised if they set him up for a three-point shot. They've got a lot of confidence in him. He took the last three against Oklahoma State in a clutch situation.
Galindo gives it up from the corner, three-point shot off the mark.
Too soon.
Bison with one more chance, 5-4. That ball was blocked and tipped, or at least disturbed on the way up.
Both players not involved in knowing what the situation is with the clock. Both teams could have got a later shot. You don't want to give it up that early. 1.6 to go. Kansas will have it to start the second half.
And we've played 20 minutes in Oklahoma City. Kansas had the slow start, Bob. Bucknell hot from behind the arc. They cooled, and the Jayhawks, well, let's just say they upped their intensity defensively, and they take a 31-28 lead into halftime.
That's right, and the three-point field goal shooting has been anemic for both teams. 3 for 19 for Bucknell, Zippo for 5 for Kansas. Guys shooting blanks out here.
This will be a test for Bucknell, the Bison from the Patriot League. They won the Patriot League tournament. They've been in some tough games at Holy Cross, 61-57. Can they answer down 3 here at the half? They start with a long shot by Lee off the iron, and the Jayhawks rebound.
Well, McNaughton back in the game, the 6'11" player who's very, very solid. Foul trouble in the first half. He's going to play a big role in this game.
Miles to Giddens off the mark. Moody backside board. Trying to pull it away from him is Betancourt.
No rhythm in the Kansas offense. 4 guys stand until a pass is made. No coordinated effort other than some high-low plays at the end of the first half.
Simeon popped out, then went back down to the low block. Miles, good front there by Mastropolo, who's on the floor with 3 fouls.
And of course, McNaughton not guarding Simeon for fear of getting in foul trouble.
Simeon had 11 in the first half. He starts the second half with a soft touch jumper. Now 6 of 7 from the floor.
You start thinking about Kansas and advancing and whether they can advance or not, or whether they will or not. They've got to get some outside shooting in their repertoire.
There's a shot that falls down. Betancourt. First three-point field goal since the 14:21 mark of the first half.
Betancourt started hot early in the game and then cooled off considerably like the rest of the Bison. Notice the struggle here by Kansas. One pass, not a lot of movement, a lot of standing around and watching.
Cross-court pass, long shot around and out. And Betancourt knocking down the three, answers back with a rebound. Up top, Mastropolo. Now they feed baseline, double team. Simeon comes over on the backside help. Good rotation by Bucknell. The long shot lead. High off the iron, and Simeon on the top rung of the ladder.
Excellent basketball by both squads. Nice double team by Kansas. Good rotation by Bucknell, but they just missed the open jumper.
Moody sets the screen. Miles, floater in the lane, too strong. Rebound to McNaughton.
Teams continue to shoot blanks.
You like the tempo?
Yeah, for Bucknell, this is great tempo right here. Run the shot clock down.
In Oklahoma City, nice spin move and a whistle as Bucknell is finding Kansas. The Bison, the 14th seed in the Syracuse bracket. Kansas, the 3rd. And Simeon, with 13 points, picks up the foul, his first.
This has been a big-time struggle for Bill Self right here. His defense has not been good enough pressure-wise to create turnovers and fast breaks. Only 4 turnovers for Bucknell. Their execution has been excellent.
McNaughton at 6'11", Bob, with a nice soft touch. He's from Germany, only a sophomore, very nimble, 6 points, 3 buckets. Back inside Simeon. Well, he draws a crowd. To Moody.
That combination of post-to-post passing has been the most effective part of the Kansas offense. The other guy that we need to mention on the perimeter is Lee. He's been tough.
McNaughton double team. Now they go back down low, one side to the other, and off the window is the bucket by Mastropolo. His first, he averages just 3 points a game.
You think that Bucknell is not going to have much size being a Patriot lead coming in here. Mastropolo 6'8", 250. McNaughton 6'11", 235. That's about as big as you can get.
Lee breaks the tie with the soft jumper. Got a game going on here in Oklahoma City. 16 minutes left. 37-35, Kansas.
The underdog controlling tempo, not turning the ball over, getting a quality shot each trip. McNaughton got fouled.
A whistle away from the ball. And a timeout in Oklahoma City. Kansas by 2.
I'm sure he's smiling at how well Bucknell is playing in this game.
Down by 2 with 15:45 to play. They have been energized from the opening tip.
I am perplexed as to why Kansas can't pressure them more.
Tough shot on the follow-away. Free throws for Charles Lee.
Bucknell really running whatever they want, using the clock, getting quality shots. Right here, the drive by Lee into the paint, gets hacked on the arm. Going to the free throw line. 76% from there for Charles.
Miles picks up his 3rd, and so Hawkins is going to have to come in. 8 points for Lee, 3 of 10 from the floor. Makes the first. Well, Sunday on a new cold case, a housewife is murdered. 23 years ago, a jury convicted her husband. Now new evidence will reveal some unusual suspects. Don't miss a new episode of Cold Case. That's Sunday at 8, 7 Central on CBS.
Craig, Kansas is a team that should use their quickness and go after Bucknell in a game like this. Maybe they will at some point down the road in this game. But the way this game is going, it's perfect for the Bison and an upset. Controlling tempo, making enough shots, playing defense at this end, making it a struggle. The outside shooting has not been there for Kansas in this game. They were relying solely on the inside play of Simeon in particular. And there you are. Simeon and Lee with 25, the rest of the team with 12. Most of these have been inside as well.
5-second call.
This is a lethargic Kansas team. They seem to me to be just going through the motions. In such an important game like this, that's very surprising. Notice how far the orange jerseys are away from the basket.
Three-point shot on the way, off the iron. Rebound goes to the Jayhawks. So they want to push a little tempo here. Michael Lee dumps it down low. Turn it over. Bucknell has it. They want to run. Badmus, and now it's kicked, or was there a foul in the lane?
There's a foul right there on the loose ball. The official came all the way from the other side of the court to call this. This official does not call the play. The official on this side of the floor comes all the way over and makes the call.
3 on Hawkins, 3 on Miles. Under 15 to go. Soft baseline jumper. McNaughton with a nice touch for a 6'11" guy.
That guy is good. He has shown face-up jumper. He has shown hook. He has shown left hand and right hand in the post. He's also shown defense, slapping the basketball away. He's a big-time player.
Only a sophomore. 3-point shot on the way. Rattles it down is Hawkins. He's on the board. And now Kansas, Bob, with their 176th consecutive game with a 3-ball.
I'll tell you, it's about time because they have been struggling from out there. They need that badly.
1 of 8 now from behind the arc. Bucknell wants to answer. They do. Wow, Betancourt, good rotation on that 3.
Credit Badmus with a great dribble drive and penetrate as well. Hit him right on the numbers in his rhythm.
Betancourt, very seasoned, Bob. He started as a freshman. There's a errant toss that's picked off in mid-flight by Charles Lee.
Well, you think about the season for the Jayhawks. They were 20-1 at one time. Since that time, 3-5 in their last 8 games. Several close losses, admittedly, but they don't look like the Kansas team that was 20-1 earlier in the season.
Turn around.
Get out of here! You've got to be kidding me!
McNaughton tried to go in, went back out, and the big fella hits the jumper and opens up a 4-point lead. The long shot by Betancourt. And then McNaughton, you got to be kidding. Hanging and hits. We'll be back. 44-40 Bucknell. Oklahoma City. Kansas at 23-6. The Bison at 22-9.
Kansas came out of the huddle early. Simeon went to all 4 of his teammates to give him a little pat of encouragement.
Langford in on the floor, played 12 minutes in the first half, was 1 of 3 from the floor, battling that ankle and intestinal flu. Off the mark, he's 1 of 4. And another rebound for Bucknell.
Well, Langford certainly not the Keith Langford you're used to seeing, well below 100%. Change in strategy, 3-2 zone on the part of Kansas. Instead of getting very aggressive, they're getting a little bit more passive. They will have to try to find Betancourt on the pass through to the corner.
They work the corner to lead. Now Betancourt fires the 3 off the iron. Loose ball. Well, the Bison hit the deck. That was a good try by Mastropolo, but Simeon had it. Here comes Miles. Dishes to the corner. Back up top, Langford. They look for Simeon. Jump hook. Got it.
Giddens had a 3. Didn't even look at it. Very reticent to shoot the basketball. Another defense. Half-court trap. Effective.
And a timeout after the whistle. Oh, look at the emotion by Pat Flannery. I must compliment you on that incredible hairstyle. You were very much in vogue at the time.
That is one smart individual.
Simeon, jump hook, in and out.
Not many offensive rebounds available right now. Bill Self decides to stay with zone. Giddens on the front of this thing is very long, can contest shots out in front. A possibility positive for Kansas is that on long rebounds, they'll be able to run better out of zone than they would out of man-to-man.
In Oklahoma City, Betancourt connects from Tulsa. 19 for Betancourt, 47-42. It's the 14th seed, Bucknell Bison, taking on the 3rd seed, Kansas Jayhawks.
The formula for the upset very apparent in this one. Slow down the game, make threes, play solid defense, and don't turn the ball over. They have done all of those things in this game.
Bucknell from the Patriot League, Kansas a powerhouse from the Big 12.
Kansas played man-to-man most of the game. The last 3 possessions, they've decided to go 3-2 zone.
Inside, left alone, little head fake, got him up in the air. Loose ball, Bucknell, one on the shot, it never touched the rim, and Kansas will have it.
One of the few mental errors made by Pat Flannery's team today. Right here, you're right, the ball does not hit the rim at all. As a result, the clock continues to tick.
Miles brings it up for Kansas. Up to Lee, around to Langford on the elbow. Now Miles moving a lot as he finds Simeon. And boy, he just powered the baseline. Simeon was 17, 6 in this half.
Match up zone that time by the Bison. Pat Flannery trying to change tactics a little bit to give Simeon a different look, but it didn't work.
Simeon 8 of 10 from the floor. He needs some help.
Giddens out because he's not giving them anything offensively. Giles in, gets them a steal.
Here comes Miles. Oh, and Simeon follows the miss.
He's doing it all by himself, Greg. Not much help from his teammates.
Big 12 player of the year, and this Jayhawk crowd on their feet.
First against the matchup along the baseline. Knows the geography of the lane, and then he sprints out. The miss by Giles, the flush by Simeon. They're back.
47-46 Bucknell. 9:20 and counting left to play here in Oklahoma City. The 14th seed against the number 3.
Kansas switched to zone defense has helped them. They were down 7 a minute ago. Right back in the game. Giles' steal was big.
Bucknell, Bob has been unintimidated by the Kansas Jayhawks. 19 for Betancourt. Simeon has answered with 19 of his own. There's a long 3, tried to bank it, and John Griffin missed it all. On the deck, loose ball, picked up Kansas. Here comes Langford, who did not start, but is obviously on the court playing, and Lee puts Kansas on top, 48-47. Lee now with 14 points.
Bucknell now needs to keep the composure they've played with in the entire game.
Short.
3 straight possessions and they haven't hit the rim. Keith Langford back in, watch his eyes, surveys the court, nice bounce pass. Lee powerfully finishes this one.
Langford with 3 assists, 1 of 4 from the floor. He's been bothered, of course, by the ankle injury and intestinal flu. Did not play in the Big 12 tournament and really got off Bob to a slow start. Jump shot, bang. Big, big jumper by Neese. Chris Neese, his first bucket.
Neese made a 3 to win the game on senior night. He's used to making tough shots. Only senior on the team.
Under 8 minutes left. Miles
Every guy who catches it is looking for Wayne Simeon.
Nice move, but short on the jumper by Langford. Badmus covers up. He has yet to score in this game, but has been physical and has done a nice job running the point and keeping the tempo up.
And also playing defense on Aaron Miles. He's done a very, very solid job. Number 3, Charles Lee, is a likely candidate to shoot the ball. McNaughton, the big man, will take care of things in the paint. There he is.
A bounce pass high off the iron, and the rebound goes to Moody. Kansas picking up some speed, and there's contact underneath. I believe it's going to be on Giles, and a timeout. Bill Self will talk it over. Down 1.
Because they're a -6 on turnovers. They've only forced the Bison into 7 in this game.
Bucknell able to break the press.
Number 12, Betancourt, in the orange, will be the guy to look for the outside shot.
Badmus, nice bounce pass, lets the traffic go by, but no bucket for Nice.
Well, you talked about Badmus and the fact that he doesn't score much but sets up his teammates well. That was a good example right there. Penetrated into the gap of the zone.
Nice a 65% shooter from the line. And boy, Pat Flannery really has been emotional, quite candid on that sideline tonight.
Earlier in the year, they beat Pittsburgh, and that was called the greatest win in the history of Bucknell. If this were to happen, this would surpass that win.
Bison by 2, under 7 minutes left. The winner will take on Wisconsin on Sunday in round 2, and the Badgers had a tough game with Northern Iowa, but won by 5, 57-52. McNaughton picks up the foul, and Bob, important foul here at 6:33 left. That's number 4.
Well, he's not going to go to the bench for too long. He needs to be back within 5. Right here, anemic shooting, both teams from 3-point range. That's not a good sign. Betancourt with 19, Simeon with 19, doing it in different ways. 10 steals for Bucknell.
Jayhawks inbounds the lead. 6.5 to go. Simeon jump hook short. Big rebound pulled down by Donald Brown, who had 3 buckets, 6 points in the first half for the Bison.
Both of these teams have been in a lot of close games this year. So both know what to do in endgame situations. Bucknell looks very confident with the basketball.
Indeed.
They're running Lee along the baseline, trying to pick up 2 screens for him. Next time he'll try to curl into the lane. Watch Lee guarding Lee on the left side of your screen.
Badmus draws the crowd. They kick it back out top. Starts the break. Kansas over the back. Simeon. And he's fouled from behind as Abe Badmus hustled back defensively.
Well, that is an excellent foul by Badmus. You don't want to give up a dunk right here. This is one of the few breakaways that they've had in this game, and the little guy comes from behind and fouls the big guy. Badmus, solid D.
The numbers on Wayne Simeon, 9 of 12 from the floor, 19 points, 8 rebounds. He averages a double-double. Makes the first. Vote for your Pontiac game-changing performance of each round. Nearly $150,000 of scholarship contributions is on the line. Take action and vote now at ncaasports.com/Pontiac. Simeon with 21.
He is a great free throw shooter, 82%, and he gets fouled a lot.
Bob, he's just a great player. Simeon now 21 points, the 15th game with 20 or more points this season.
Back to man for the Jayhawks.
We're tied at 50.
You got to maintain your intensity for long periods of time.
Oh, the 3 falls down. Charles Lee. He's a 44% shooter from behind the arc. 53-50, Bucknell. Moody to Giddens. And now Miles tried to drive baseline, backs it out. Looks for help up top. Gets the catch by Lee. 12 on the shot.
Soft man-to-man, backing off, clogging the lane, hoping to get help on Simeon.
Moody set the screen. The shot was off the mark, and the rebound goes to Betancourt.
That was not a good possession at all.
Bob, the confidence of Bucknell continues to swell.
Well, they're confident now. It can't get much higher than it is right now. They're playing absolutely superb basketball. Whatever move Kansas makes, they counter it.
Lee drives and then kicks to Betancourt. Long three, and the rebound to the Jayhawks. Up high was Michael Lee.
4-on-2.
In the corner, Giddens. Short. Again. Around and out. A third try. It won't go, but foul shots for Wayne Simeon.
Well, Giddens is a shooter, and they got a clean shot for him, 2 in a row, and he cannot buy one today. The super effort, 5 orange jerseys around him. Wayne Simeon battling.
4 fouls now, Bob, on Mastropolo. Simeon.
McNaughton has 4 also, Craig. I think they should bring him back. You can wait too long on a guy, and here he comes now. You can wait too long to bring a sub back in, and by that time you get behind. He's going to rotate those 2 big guys down the stretch here. McNaughton will be on the offensive end more often, and Mastropolo the defensive end if he can do it.
Simeon, great touch at the line, 23 points. He averages 34 minutes on the floor for Bill Self.
Well, he's got to have him out there. Langford's certainly not himself in this game, but he's the type of guy who can make a clutch play in the end.
Bucknell by 1. Coming up on the 4-minute mark, the whistle on the low block may be against Moody.
That was a good substitution by Pat Flannery, getting McNaughton back in. Their best interior offensive player. Moody gives him a shove from behind. Bill Self says, what about the foul at this end?
Moody picks up the foul, his first. Good look at McNaughton, the sophomore from Germany. It's a 1-and-1. Makes the first. McNaughton, 62% from the line.
Has played big in big games for them this year.
With another, and sinks it. A dozen for McNaughton.
McNaughton will leave Mastropolo back. What we were talking about, the offensive-defensive substitution. Pat cannot afford for McNaughton to foul out of the game. Wants him in at the offensive end.
4 minutes to play in Oklahoma City. The winner moves on to play Wisconsin. Bucknell by 3.
Matchup zone, you should attack this like it's a man-to-man.
Simeon puts it on the floor. The fall away, too strong. The Bison rebound. Big board by Badmus.
Very few offensive rebounds for Kansas in this game. Bison doing a great job blocking off. Taking the air out. Spread the floor. Shot running down.
Down to 12. Less than 3.5 to play. Miles picks it up baseline on the defensive end. There's a head fake. Betancourt, turn it over. 2-on-1, Miles drives, a little circus shot, won't fall, but free throws. Free throws for Miles, held to just 2 points, and will come back to Oklahoma City. 3:11 away from Bucknell advancing. And Miles has something to say as he knocks down the free throw. Miles 3 for 3 from the free throw line tonight. Make it 4 for 4.
Kansas going to try to pick up full court. First possession this game. They need energy, but do not foul in a trap.
Badmus trying to break it, and Bucknell brings it across midcourt.
That is a well-coached team right there. Very difficult possession, getting it across. A surprise move like that. Great play by Miles. Boy, does he want to win.
On the deck, Badmus picks it up from the corner. Three-pointer falls down for Nice.
The sole senior, you think he wants to advance? Wow, what a clutch shot.
58-54, Bucknell. Miles, Simeon.
Well, Simeon is going to get hacked every time he touches the basketball. Right in the corner. Neese by himself because of the trap. Got to the right spot. You get the ball to the middle, and then opposite. Chris Neese knocks it in. Wow.
42% shooter. Bob behind the arc. Langford with 2:27 left. Drives the paint, the floater with the left hand, no bucket, but free throws coming.
Langford looks a little tired to me out there. Has not practiced in 10 days. Needs to get his legs into this shot. Nice spin move in the lane. He's very, very difficult to guard, even when he's not 100%. Important free throws, obviously, here.
Bob, his line tonight, 1 of 6. 0 for 3 from behind the three-point line, 3 assists. And the 2 points came in the first half.
Still, he's your clutch guy. He's been with you for thick and thin. Mr. Kansas basketball the last 4 years is Keith Langford.
Neese and McNaughton check back in for Bucknell. Langford from Fort Worth, Texas. Eyes the second free throw and hits. Big, big free throws for the Jayhawks. Again, the press. Again, Bucknell breaks it. Badmus brings it up for the Bison.
Now the question here, Kansas needs to stick with their own man. Try not to help too much. Bucknell wants to spread the floor, get a shot late in the shot clock like they've been doing.
2-point game, 2 minutes left. Hop and a skip and a jump.
Great play by Lee. You can't get a better shot manufactured than that one.
15 for Charles Lee, 19 for Kevin Betancourt, and McNaughton has tossed in 12 for the Bucknell Bison. Kansas down 4 with 1:55 to play. First round in Oklahoma City. First round tournament games. Their last first round loss, 1978 against UCLA.
That was a first round game? Wow. Well, they are not playing good enough defense at their end of the floor to stop Bucknell.
Simeon fed on the baseline. He'll go to the free throw line. And let's take a look at the CBS Sports Line stat of the game. Bucknell has picked the pocket of Kansas 10 times. The Jayhawks with 4. And for complete game stats, you can go to cbs.sportsline.com. Simeon with 23. Short. I didn't see any bend in the legs.
No, and fatigue setting in. Right now, Kansas using lots of substitutions, trying to get the quicker players in for full court pressure at the end.
Well,
after this free throw, you're going to see full court pressure. The last 2 times there have been doubles, nothing good has happened. It would be advisable for them to not double this time and just go straight man-to-man.
3-point game. Tossed away, picked up, Neese has it.
The bounce went their way.
It did. Moody nearly had it for Kansas. 1:30 to go. 3-point game, Bucknell and Kansas.
Keep your eye on number 3 in orange.
Contact in the lane. And it will be whistled on Simeon.
The drive by Badmus goes right by Lee. 3 guys fouled him on that one. Only a 64% free throw shooter.
Boy, look at that face on the Kansas bench. Badmus has not scored yet tonight. 11 assists, no turnovers.
Wow. Against Kansas in the NCAA tournament. That's something to tell his grandchildren about.
Bucknell feeling the excitement of the possible upset. 1:22 to play. Badmus leans in for the second free throw. The sophomore from Chicago 62-57. Can the Jayhawk fans here in Oklahoma City?
They are reticent to shoot from the perimeter. That is a difficult situation right here.
Short on the three, and then a whistle off the rebound. 1:08 left in Oklahoma City. Can Bucknell pull off the upset over Kansas, the 14th seed in the Syracuse bracket against number 3?
They have been absolutely superb in this game. Betancourt from the outside with 29. Simeon with 24 from the inside. Expect full court pressure right here by Kansas. Nearly had a turnover the last possession, but Bucknell extremely well prepared.
Michael Lee with 15. Strong defender, making only his 8th career start. Langford did not go, or at least start this game. Has played minutes, but been ineffective. 4 points for Langford, who's been bothered with that ankle and intestinal flu.
What a great job by Pat Flannery getting his team ready for this.
Lee with another. Got it. Lee was 16 in this game. 62-59. A 3-point Bison lead. Again, Kansas putting on the backcourt pressure. The Bison break it. Lee diving, and a minute to go. Lost it. 2-on-1 and a breakaway.
An intentional foul. This will be 2 shots and the basketball.
And possession.
Right here, the only mistake he's made the entire game. The intentional foul on the breakaway. Charles Lee. So 2 free throws and possession of the ball. It's got to go inside to Simeon.
Lee, 89% free throw shooter. Yes. Lee, perfect from the line. He'll toe it again, 5 for 5. Got it. 18 for Lee, who averages 4 points a game. He has come on for Bill Self with 18 points. 62-61 Bucknell. And Kansas with the possession.
They have struggled half-court offense the entire night. Match-up zone right here. Simeon needs to find a seam.
Miles to Langford, lost the handle, gathers it in, 41 ticks left.
Nobody in a white jersey wants to shoot a jumper. Bill Self sees that. He's got to set something up for Simeon.
Timeout. 62-61 Bucknell. And Bob Self took that timeout with 19 on the shot clock. There's 37 seconds left.
He didn't like what he saw, had to get something going to Wayne.
Boy, baseline defense has been tough. And a whistle on the drive.
Simeon was completely surrounded by orange jerseys. Pat Flannery a little angry at the call, but Langford put it on the ground. That's what you need to do in that situation.
5 fouls on Badmus. He is done. A terrific job running the point tonight for Bucknell.
Well, that is trouble. Likely John Griffin, the coach's son, will replace him, number 11. Badmus did a great job. You've enumerated his assists and great ball handling in this one. Pressure situation for the freshman guard to come in.
Bucknell 62, Kansas 61. And again, the numbers on Badmus, he had 2 free throws, 11 assists, and did not turn the ball over.
Langford's got 2 right here. If he makes them both, they are up 1. Solid defense. With Badmus out of the game, less dribble penetration available for Bucknell. Very unfortunate for them. What a great game that kid played.
Bob, the weakness for Langford from the line. Only 59%.
But he made the last 2 that he took.
Simeon has 24 for Kansas. Michael Lee, 18. Langford with 4, looking for 5, and we're tied up.
Lot of iron on that one.
Oh, the faces of March.
Look for number 3, Charles Lee, at the other end to create.
Langford, the senior, hit them both. Huge free throws for Keith Langford. 63-62 Kansas. Can Bucknell pull the upset? 15 seconds left in Oklahoma City. Down low, jump shot, got it! McNaughton! Kansas inbounds, the clock under 10, at 8, at 7, pull-up jumper short. They reach for the rebound and a whistle.
Foul on Kansas. McNaughton, the 6'11" center from Germany. Single coverage. The jump hook off the glass and bottom.
To the free throw line goes John Griffin, a freshman from Philadelphia who was taken over for Abe Badmus, who fouled out at the point. Bob, oh so big.
Still plenty of time for Kansas. He misses 3.5. They can go. A timeout.
2.4 seconds. Kansas will get a final shot at advancing to round 2. Here we go. The inbound, the long pass, the turnaround. Simeon, no! And Bucknell has pulled the upset.
The NCAA tournament. This is what dreams are made of for basketball players.